Welcome to Text Intergenerational Dialogue Hour on Text Education. Here, the philosophy is to help bridge the generational gap to build stronger and more resilient communities. Today's topic of discussion is Sanawya. Sanawya as a testament of Africa's ancestral, social, philosophical Acumen. Sanawya, a Mandinka term roughly explained as jovial relationships, is a social engineering masterpiece. The concept, which dates back centuries, has its origins rooted in the progressive and forward-thinking exploits of the Manden Empire. Manden was in leaps ahead of the rest of the world in military regimentation. For example, they had the Nyanchos, or the infantry regiment. They had the Koringos, or the archers, who were given range support to the Nyanchos in battlefields.
Koni sane konte ma kondola fa kumbalin fin sane balama kumbalin fin trani kane wali so tamburu nyalo jenu pajala kadal na jenu tengili sola ni kane wali mamur ni sufalu tam fa sumala santa ni bere jenu awdu adu kama kanyo ni nyinya wulen kipuni kapulad la kanante trama kansi wallahi.
In education, the hidden libraries of Timbuktu serves as a material evidence of Manden's ancestral scholarly prowess. In human rights, the Manden Charter proclaimed in the Kurukan-Foka, arguably the world's first non-human rights constitution of the early 13th century, comes to mind. And often when the Kurukan-Foka is mentioned, there is often a comparison that is drawn to the Magna Carta. Although they are historical contemporaries, but here is the striking difference. The Magna Carta was brought in effectively to curtail the excesses of the king, to say the king was not above the law. The Kurukan-Foka of Manden did something different. It went even further. That was about the subjects, the basic rights or the fundamental rights for the subjects. So the Kurukan-Foka was the basis or the foundation of the Human Rights Act or the Convention rights as we know them today. And this magnificent social endowment of Sanawya, which is the topic of our discussion today. Manden, it should be noted, was a collection of people from diverse nations.
Niko Manden Shebelebije Kadu Manden Empire, Gambia, Senegal, Mali, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Niger, Kadawula Ghana la Kumashi, Kadamudani.
Through this concept of Sanawya, individual families, communities, and geographical settings can harmoniously live, coexist, support each other, and resolve disagreements and conflicts without needing the intervention of the courts.
Jara mansa jase banda nyomi mansa seneke jamme kiyam mansa jifaron kodo jaro mbafola jaro yeko jifaron kodo nde jifoyan kodolem.
And remarkably, this is done in measured banter and within the highest spirit of fraternity and adherence to the unscripted codes of ethics. The social natural bonds people and groups share by just virtue of their family names or geographical place of birth is a rarity. However, the reception to this and the universal awareness of its principles within the communities is what makes Sanawya a towering social engineering masterpiece of ancient African civilization by a way of calibrated social integration and inclusion. This is a testament of how Africa, through Manden, was leading the global north in inclusive social policies and conflict resolution mechanisms in leaps and bounds before imperialist colonial intrusion into the continent. How the concept started, its philosophical reasoning and triggers is an exclusive area and subject for Manden Jalis as custodians of history and storytellers.
Na yalla jël bi yalla yeku mo masani musol sine sal kachandi mina yi ko mo fola ñini ngalo fu na je doron bar jaral ni ñomi teba dangulo kolayatale bari alla ñini ngalo fu na je ma fo da ñini kan adu nada ay momo ni to je bela hako sila hako boy ni ñomi goldo be dara ibije senege kenyi maba wonmo so ni ngabe kelu molu mantubi mandi maso fa woni muso nara lo senege ma fo alaaki ari ala nara har yowdu itema je muso nyi nara sungudo nyi har jeta mandi ngol gaye ina da hajo men nani yelluwa min tar jaay yenna luwati nyaale ngalonde ko nganyul di ni nyin dolu bela la bayte man tankano itama e kawo do say silo e men din tol la jam oto moy bu gafal luwade e ka baale silo manin na constitution of 42 articles e kay silo e men din na be farale akoy nsonda wala bu seneketi tarwa garwaya kanoni ya bulanno lede kanoni ya bulanno lede tarwa garwaya le noma ke ya barangula la dinde dawaro de ke ya ni baranda wala dunia sidi dunia do may dunia nya jamme musa wala mu ñomi ngol la sen ke jammeti akoy sondari en fa akoy bari nada hajo men ñini jan defana malla fi na banko mo li bono o dali yam fo manga mur koma isi modo din na nasina alsina fo bulaw ko wala ñomi fa nan sa so don kana fo e kay ni jaretina nde farale akoy mbinale kay ndina nay ño sama wala la jar man so wuri da jase aka akwa ala bula ita na man nal sin defa ikaya sanga ko ha iko ala bula ida serege sel da suwa ga murtala nyomi bila fu da sarodi ye modia akoy bari modia fongola nyetelo do fonga muru dole kay kanda ko en gonda hanyela wala asella suwa gande na murta manding anala muta mobe ya diala nyomi ya diala pura no sita dol ko doma dol ko mo dole woti bari nyo sabo gede won kabila do bi jede me alon ko hanna manjar to for la men ya lon ko iko o moari bo tawala do ado frelu me wonna nyande gala far lu ngoti mannim bebe nta bandam bako de kam mo faake damen jawrol nabe lodela lodulalo to kiditiyol kalo damen fantiyol kalo damen murtiyol kalo damen kala be nyitiyol kalo damen be masakewla sira on ni tantambal be kumala dongo be ker den kilo be kumala masakewe sogona be parele lang jawrol men nyando kafaro ke ari menuka fa mo mutane ya sammanang wole seneke kuru ya ben man dawra sibi wado sida temmo menna inye bidaka ya muta iba sengi sengile nabe mo fa banda walinde ya nyasidi binata ya londi ikamof ebe men fara ka londi dame ya londi wota ye fe wulangul murmuru ndala donc kilo be kuma ni musoli ye do sina sinyo yae ye tandawol ma masake wala na wato sida mobe wulta lota tandam bal kuma na masake wala da amandi manso aselda sida la sirango ala julol bi je kamen no ma folo nol be bando malale akana ordo di la police ya mari fa odongol lebe kering yesu jabina bini senega ya lonko wato sidale bile ke sardodi desan ala den ay bay ko da asiri bon jango bala be suo goto nae bon wulindi asajindi mo kelim barda ko ha fende be kawuli sando da kanjide ali ngo baru da furi damba bari ngaji ki ko nyomi ngo kanale seneke ibe wala do yaaji seneke fundi dana ani suboro futaro ko sosuwe ke baye julo suogan adada nyoete mase kew nyaati no la abul fulo la nyogan akale nyime nyaasi da la nyafirin ijaram ko nyafirin denne adada abulo dunga bulu akaye ke akonna ma akaye nata akonna akaye faal wado sidale akaye barjanni be mfala mbe min fole nzuofo yeni yolandele fembe nin jara di wolemu nyomi di wolemu na jara di ni torandi ala sala gotinya jaram go fana kay mo ni man na be ndefana farale isano le da fo nyomi de murula nan ni man na ndefana be farale odo ni jaram ko fana nyomi go fana jaram go fana nyomi go ni torandi ala ko sitinya en dankulo le tar jara ni nyomi tema odo mala seneke fadaro da aya nyasiti man ni manso wulita akwa ala nya firing ñul be mu dingol leti ni dula karafa ñul me ba samba non le tandolu gumata ibeni manse abodo mandi.
The significance of this concept as an intergenerational educational tool is a reflection point. To provide context, United Kingdom Jara Association recently called the Gambian UK-based diaspora to a Sanawya football tournament in Birmingham, August of this year, 2023. The event saw geographical Sanawolu, a plural noun form of the term, organize themselves into football teams and take on each other in a banter tone and jovial tournament environment. Each of the respective geographical communities brought along families to participate in a competition that saw community representative football teams locked horns. The event was designed to leverage this age-long social engineering concept of Sanawya in the promotion of intergenerational dialogue through participatory cultural education. Now we ask this question: what is the national significance of events like this in the diaspora to the Gambia? The Gambia, as a nation that relies heavily on its diaspora for a significant chunk of its gross domestic product, has a continuity need of that level of financial commitment in the form of remittances and skills transfer, not just from her first generation of migrants in the diaspora, but also from the second, third, and succeeding generations. This cannot happen without cultural ties. Individual and community identity is integral, therefore, if the Gambia, an affinity to her cultural benevolence of looking after wider and extended family members, is to continue. This Sanawya event is certainly helping in that cause and should be viewed and encouraged as a national engagement event of Gambian source. The intergenerational dialogue and educational opportunity it avails has to be its differential. Teaching the future generations about our culture within a participatory context will ensure a successful transition of the Gambian values, including financial benevolence and hence the continuation of the remittance culture to the Gambia. As a cohesive social building tool, Sanawya events of this nature will foster a closer Gambian diaspora population and promote that sense of Gambian national identity, patriotism, and transfer of essential cultural skills and attributes to the younger generations of Gambian heritage.